Hello and welcome everybody to another Foundations draft. I'm Paul Cheon and today we are sitting at diamond number 4. In the last draft video, we went 6-3 with a really solid green-white deck where there was a ton of great games, really close ones that we really had to leverage just every point of damage, every +1/+1 counter. I mean, it was just good old-fashioned Magic, and I was really proud and happy to share that video with all of you, and that's what I want to create. Content that I'm proud of sharing. So hopefully we can have another really smooth and good draft to follow up the last one that we had. Now, before I head into this draft, I just want to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Check out TCGplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. Whether it's that box that you want to buy for yourself or for a friend during the holidays, or a single or two that you want to round out your commander deck or your standard deck, check out TCGplayer.com and make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Additionally, check out HeavyPlayer.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories, things such as deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, you name it, they got it. They got a ton of great stuff, and they're also working on a lot of new products in the future as well, which I will be glad to share with you once things are ready to go. So go to heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Okay, we've been having some decent opens recently. Can we opened 2 rares. We had 2 shots at a good rare, but we missed. Loot is just okay. Loot is just okay. It's cool, but it's just okay. The mild-mannered librarian, for example, I think might just be better than loot. And at common, it's just stab, greater sign, everything else. And I think stab is likely going to be my pick out of this pack. You know what? Can't go wrong with a cheap, efficient removal spell. You generally don't want to start with a green card anyways. And now this is an interesting pack. So there's a rare missing. And we have 2 really great uncommons along with the stab. I do think the Nighthawk is better than stab. So the question is, do I want to take Mischievous Mystic or take a Vampire Nighthawk? Gosh, I really don't. I mean, I really want to take the Mischievous Mystic here. I want to draft blue-black. This card's super fun. Going back-to-back black picks also seems really like something I want to do, though. You know, I'm going to take the fun pick. You know, every fiber of my body is telling me to take the Nighthawk, but I want to take the Mystic. Okay? I want to take the Mystic. We're going to take the Mystic, and we're going to have some fun with said Mystic. But honestly, if I'm playing in the Arena Open, what do I take? I don't know. It's close. You could just take the Nighthawk. It's safe. Because look at this pack. A lot of good cards. There's Fiery Annihilation, Felidar Savior, Big Fin Bouncer, and Infernal Vessel. Tons of good options here. I do think the Vessel is the best card in this pack. It's that or the Fiery Annihilation. But of course, we want to not take a third color if we can help it. So let's take the Vessel here. I like the Bouncer a lot as well. But given that blue has access to 2 good bounce effects at 4 mana, I'd rather if I have the choice between a good 4 mana blue spell or something that's cheaper, I'm often just going to take the cheaper card. So let's take the Vessel here, noting that we did pass Annihilation and the Big Fin Bouncer. And oh, we made the right choice, I think. Best uncommon in the spec by a large margin. Now, these packs are strong. Pick 4, Helpful Hunter, Heartfire Immolator, Arbiter of Woe, and Dreadwing Scavenger. Scavenger absolutely ridiculous with the Mischievous Mystic. Really happy about that. Hopefully our opponents start taking red and white cards and not all the infinite black cards that we passed. The one I'm most concerned about is the pack that had the Nighthawk and the Stab. Alrighty, this pack has a Consuming Aberration, which I almost want to take just to cut off blue and black, even though I don't think the card's particularly strong in blue-black. There's also Felidar Savior and Healer's Hawk, which could be a sign that white is open. But I mean, after taking the Scavenger, it's so hard to move off of blue-black here. Could also just take Meteor Golem if I just want to draft like a blue-black control deck. It's a decent top-end card. Blue-black is pretty controlling. Yeah, you know what? Let's try the rare. I actually do think Meteor Golem's probably better, but I am doing this because I feel like other people take this higher than they should. And so for that reason, I'm just going to take it to cut off any signals that blue and black might be open. I don't know if it's correct or not, but I'm just going to do that here. Not a big fan of Vampire Soul Caller in blue-black. So I might actually take this self-reflection. There's enough looting going on in blue-black along with self-mill where this could be good, I think. So let's speculate on a self-reflection here and see how things go. Wow, that is a late perforating artist. Pick 7. Rakdos is one of the stronger color combinations. And admittedly, I haven't gone Rakdos very much, but I'll just take the Ink Mage. Good with the self-reflection as a way to mill. There's a mild threshold theme as well in blue-black. Easy enough to get this to be unblockable. And it doesn't count, this counts your opponent's graveyards, but I'll just take the Ink Mage. The artist is the other consideration, of course, but I'm just going to keep trying to take the blue and black cards here and hope for the best. Now I'll take an Infestation Sage. Given that we have the Infestation Sage and the Infernal Vessel, we have a couple of nice creatures to sacrifice, and black sometimes has a nice mild sacrifice sub-theme, so that's also something for us to consider. All right, the packs are now rounding here. Not much to look at here. Inspiration from Beyond, I think, is a little bit too slow, but who knows? I mean, maybe if I have a bunch of removal spells, it's something I can consider. So this pack, you know, one thing is my interaction isn't the best, but I mean, decent creatures up and down the curve. We've got some great uncommons here. Would like to have a few more ways to draw cards here with the Mischievous Mystic, and then of course some other ways to draw cards as well. But I feel like this is something that we can work with here, and we can see what else is available. Is this? I have never played with this card. Mill 3 cards, then return an instant or sorcery. You know, I can see a world where this card is good. All right. Anyways, pack 2, pick 1. A lot of good cards here. Look at these uncommons. Ruby, Empyrean Eagle, Seeker's Folly, Buccaneer, Guarded Air, all good. 5 good uncommons. I really need removal though, so I think for that reason, I'm just going to take Bake Into a Pie. I'm a little bit lower on Solemn Simulacrum as I used to be, and I just feel like in blue-black, it's really important to just make sure you have enough interaction, just because for the most part, you are drafting a blue and black control deck. So let's take Bake Into a Pie here and move on. All the cards here on the right are just cards that I'm not 100% locked to play. Here, I am going to slam Dismal Backwater. One issue with blue and black is the fact that you have a lot of double blue and double black cards. Refute being one of the best blue cards in the Dimir control decks, but you're also trying to cast Bake Into a Pie. So it's really important to be able to pick up Dismal Backwaters just because, well, it's important to be able to cast your spells. See, there's a pack here with Refute, Uncharted Voyage, and Bake Into a Pie. As much as I like Refute, Bake Into a Pie is just a better card, in my opinion, in this color combination. Okay, interesting pick here. Interesting pick alert. There is Refute versus Archmage of Runes. And man, this card has been underwhelming for me, but man, I still want to make it work. I actually feel like Refute is the better card here. I really do. But we have a good number of spells. And I'm going to take the Archmage. It's a cool, fun rare. I want to have some fun, okay? I want to have some fun. Let's take the Archmage of Runes. I really don't like Reassembling Skeleton, unless you have infinite sacrifice things to go with it. Could certainly use more removal, although I guess I don't really like Witness Protection either. I guess I'll take Reassembling Skeleton just because with the Infernal Vessel and the Infestation Sage, there is a shot that the Reassembling Skeleton could have a home if we find enough sacrifice themes. Here, Runaway Together doesn't look especially strong. Not a lot of good come into play effects. This could be a Tolarian Terror deck if we do end up with enough spells. So going to speculate on that as well. Man, I kind of wish I had Refute. But let's hope we could get enough spells here to get the runes going here. There's an Evolving Wilds, which I will take over the Reassembling Skeleton. Again, just making sure that you have your mana bases covered here. Not that high of a priority on Lightshell Duo either, just because you generally will pick up enough 4-mana plays. I'd rather just have the good mana fixing. And now with the Bloodfell Caves, I mean, there's an off chance that I can splash red, right? Because if I play one mountain, that gives me access to 3 red sources here. And by the way, all the self-mill too, also good with the Tolarian Terror, if we can find enough spells to put into our deck. This deck wants to think twice. We have Sanguine Siphoner and the Klinquan Skymage. The Skymage I'm never playing, so I'm just going to take the Siphoner in case I absolutely need a 2-mana play, although I don't think that I will. Oh, Uncharted Voyage tabled. Wow, the Ruby tabled as well. But we are very, very happy with Uncharted Voyage. That gives us 4 really, really solid spells here. And the more interactive spells and removal spells that we pick up, the better a card like Inspiration from Beyond becomes. Just gives you kind of inevitability in the late game as well, right? And same goes with Self-Reflection. Being able to copy any of these cards seems pretty good. And this could be a pretty good Pilfer deck, honestly. Just to have another 2-mana play that's a spell that does make cards like both the Archmage of Runes and the Tolarian Terror better. So yeah, I can see that being a thing. And right now, it doesn't feel like I have enough sacrifice stuff going. Okay, there's an Evolving Wilds, but I will take the Refute. We almost took this the first time around, and I'm extremely happy to see it here. So let's go ahead and take that. And our spell situation looks really, really solid. Can certainly use some more cheap things to play. Tolarian Terror looks like it could make it in. We'll see. That's another Tolarian Terror. I don't really care about the Macabre Waltz. But now, with double Tolarian Terror, I am definitely interested in just more and more spells. Cheap spells. All right, definitely don't need a Tolarian Terror. These are going to table, given what we've seen so far. I'm just going to go ahead and take Eaten Alive. I have some sacrifice fodder. I do have the Infernal Vessel and the Infestation Sage. If we pick up a Micromancer, it's also really nice to be able to have a good 1-mana effect there. We also have a Reassembling Skeleton, which if I find enough Eaten Alives in pack 3 somehow, I can find a way to put that into my deck. Here, we're just going to take Hero's Downfall as another great removal spell for our deck. I do like Refute, but there's a chance Refute or Strix Lookout can table out of this pack. So let's take the Downfall here and just, again, a nice blue-black control deck. Just needs Think Twice. I need Think Twice and probably just more things to cast early. Right now, we just have these 2 creatures, the 1-drop and the 2-drop, and then a Stab and a Pilfer. Burglar Rat would be really nice. Tragic Banshee is a nice top-end creature for this deck. Don't really want anything else. Slagstorm, if it was double black, I would play. It's a Giada, which is also quite nice, but I'm happy enough putting the Tragic Banshee into my deck. I think it's better than the Icewind Elemental here. Give me some card draw here with the Mystic. What do we have? We're getting cut. We are getting cut. To be fair, this pack is just kind of bad in general. There's just like not a strong common in this pack. I guess a Gorehorn Raider. This is certainly not a Goldvein pick deck. I don't have enough creatures for Revenge of the Rat, so I suppose I'll take Icewind Elemental and possibly play it. It does trigger the Mischievous Mystic and gives me a random late game win condition. But the packs are drying up and it's looking really bad for us, actually. Might have to play some of these other cards here. We'll see. This is not a Stromkirk Blood Thief deck. There's a Campus Guide or like an Aegis Turtle. Aegis Turtle just to block forever. I think I'd rather play a Campus Guide in case I need to splash something than the Turtle. Although I don't want to play either. Yeah, this is brutal. I mean, this is brutal. Like, absolutely brutal. There's just nothing. There is just nothing. I'm just going to take a cheap card here in case I need to block. Yeah, man, what is happening here? I guess I'll take Tatiova in case I need to splash it. Meteor Golem. Alright, we're going to have to play a bunch of cards that we might not be so happy playing because we got absolutely hammered at the end here. Do we have enough spells here for Inspiration from Beyond? I'm going to try. I think 2 Tolarian Terrors is enough. You know, when things go really rough, you just start getting a little creative here, let's just say. Let's take a Soul Shackled Zombie here. Another Icewind Elemental. Oof. Oof. This deck started out so good. What happened? Like, really. It started out really solid, and then Somehow we got more cut off from the right side than the left side. All right, well, this is what I got. This is what I got. It's a pretty spell-heavy deck. I want to try out these Inspiration from Beyonds with Tolarian Terror, and you can't stop me. I have a lot of 5s, and because my deck's pretty slow, I think I just can't afford to play the Vampire Soul Caller. I just have a lot of impactful 5s. I think I'll cut Soul Shackled Zombie. I want to just keep all my cheap cards. I like the Gutless Plunderer just because it acts as a cheap removal effect, just kind of gets in the way of things, and the it's just a Death Touch creature I'm just playing, and the Ink Mage just kind of fills up my graveyard, which does work nicely with cards like the Tolarian Terror. But for that reason, I kind of want to keep my spell count somewhat high as well. So maybe we can cut one of these. And then we have this Meteor Golem, which is a nice top-end card. I don't know how good Self-Reflection is. I do have some number of Self-Mill, right? I have the Inspirations, the Cephalid Ink Mage as well. And then I have the Dreadwing Scavenger and the Icewind Elemental to kind of loot it into the yard. Our spell count is reasonably high, and with all the Self-Mill, I feel like the Tolarian Terrors will be decent. I want to have all the fun. I want to have all the fun. So you know what I'm going to do? I want to have all of the fun. So I'm going to play both of these, Turbo Mill, make the Tolarian Terror better, okay? And then play all the spells that I can. That's not Fake Your Own Death. So what does that mean? Well, then you know what that means? Because I want to be able to copy Meteor Golems. I want to be able to copy Tolarian Terrors. Let's cut the Aberration. And let's cut the Icewind Elemental. Are they likely better? Sure. But do I need a high spell count for this card to be good? Yes. And does this work well with Tolarian Terror? Yes. Does this also work well with Self-Reflection? Yes. Let us play this version. This is us cooking a bit, but you know what? I don't hate it. I really don't. And this gives me the most fun, combo-y, self-mill nonsense deck that I think is available, while also just having enough things to do early. So we'll see. Is this the best possible list? Unclear. There's Icewind Elementals and Soul Shackled Zombies and Consuming Aberrations that we're not playing, but I want to give this version a shot. All right, I'm excited. I'm excited. If I play against slow decks, I think I have a really good shot. All right, now before round 1 starts, I just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying this content, I hope you do enjoy this content, because you know what, we're having some fun with this now. We're pretty far into the format. But if you've been enjoying all of this and wanted to support the channel in another way, the Patreon is the best way to do so. That's patreon.com/paulcheon. Shout out to all of these wonderful patrons here. Thank you so much. They're scrolling over here. Really do appreciate all of the support. All right, I'm excited. Is this deck too slow and doesn't do much? Yes. But is it sweet? Also yes. This is not a good Mischievous Mystic deck, I will say. It's just a 2-mana 2/1 flyer, for the most part. Also, it wasn't clear to me whether or not I should play an extra island or a swamp. I have Hero's Downfall and 2 Bacon to Pies, and then I have Refute and the Archmage of Runes. And I opted for 1 more black source than blue, but of course with this hand, obviously I wish I had more blue. All right. Why don't we just draw a Dreadwing Scavenger? Wouldn't that be wonderful? Alright, no Burst Lightning. No Burst Lightning. Already good. Balmor? We have Stab. We drew Stab, so that was obviously very good. But if they don't block, then I can just go Infestation Sage plus Eaten Alive. I guess they're considering Fake Your Own Death and Stab. Oh, that's so cute. Look at you trying to get me with the block, fake block. That's lovely. That is lovely. Nice try. Okay. Feels like a Mischievous Mystic. Okay, you know what? That's fine. I don't have any card draw anyways. Alright, we drew the island here, which is great. We can refute whatever they play. Probably throwing away this Meteor Golem. You know, maybe the Meteor Golem is supposed to be the card that I don't play, just because I don't have that much natural card draw, right? So I think, yeah, you know what? That's what I'm probably going to do. I'm going to cut Meteor Golem and just play an Icewind Elemental, I think. That's the plan. It also makes my Mischievous Mystic slightly better, and I think it's kind of close between the two anyways. You're just not going to play anything forever? This is probably the draw 3, actually. No? I'm just going to keep it, like... I am the one attacking. I don't know what you have, but I don't need to... I'm not in any rush. And this is precisely the type of matchup that I want to play against, so I'm okay with this as well. They probably have a handful of removal, honestly. If I draw a land, I can play the Ink Mage. If they counter it, I don't really care. I'll just put all my lands into the yard. Oh, that's a really good... Oh, wow. That's incredible. I actually don't think I need the downfall. I'll draw the Vessel first. If they kill my Ink Mage... Like I said, they almost definitely have a removal spell or a sweeper or something like that. They could have a Chandra, I guess. But, yeah. Reassembling Skeleton was probably just the absolute most annoying thing I could have gotten on this board. Etherize? Could be Etherize. Yep. I mean, it honestly did not do much. Alright, I don't really get much value from surveilling here, so I'm just going to play the Infernal Vessel and pass and keep up my counterspell. And then now if I refute, I can actually just discard the Reassembling Skeleton. You're playing my game! You are playing my game. Alright, I'll counter that. I'll counter that one. Let's discard the skeleton. Pilfer! That's fantastic. Alright, what do you have? They're gonna hate me casting this card, I'll tell you that much. Chandra or something awesome. Fleeting Distraction and a Kaikar. Alright. Let's get that Kaikar out of your hand, and then let's play an Ink Mage. Still don't care about the lands. If I just have good spells, I'll draw the good spells. Mill 3 cards and return an instant or sorcery card from you. Actually, do I want this land now? Because this costs 7? Good question. Yeah, maybe I do. Maybe I do. Why don't we do that? At first I was thinking I don't want it, but now it seems like it's going to be okay. Getting to land number 7 and being able to run out, especially with, they're likely going, I mean, they probably should Fleeting Distraction this and try to find a relevant threat here. But I have answers to everything at this point. You're in my wheelhouse. The Control Mirror? I breathe the Control Mirror, my friend. I breathe it. I don't know what they're saving this for. Do they have another Archmage of Runes or something? Do they have a Storm card? Maybe they have Rite of the Dragoncaller? That would be very good. Rite of the Dragoncaller would be one of the better cards that they could have to get them out of this. Absolutely. Although we do have the Meteor Golem, rather. I don't think I have any life gain payoffs, so I'm just going to crack the food now. Alright, well now at this point I can just cast Inspiration and then just get back Refute. That should lock it up. This card actually seems pretty good as kind of your late game win con. Oh, we milled a Self-Reflection. That's awesome. That's great. Yeah, I can copy Meteor Golem. Oh. Oh. Alright. Easy peasy. Yeah, so I think I have enough removal. I would rather just play something cheap. And I also just would rather have another 5-drop here, I think, than the Meteor Golem. So is it Icewind Elemental or Aberration? And given that I have the Mystic and I just want a little more card flow, I will go with the Icewind Elemental. It's a better card to copy, I think, than the Aberration as well. So yeah, let's go with that. I think it's all somewhat close, to be honest. But because I just feel like my late game is so good, I just don't need to put another 7-mana card in my deck. I'd rather have something that enters the battlefield earlier. So that, because imagine a hand with Self-Reflection, Icewind Elemental plus the 3-mana card. It's just a little too much of that kind of stuff. So let's go with that instead. Here, gonna keep it. 3 lands, Refute, Plunderer, Hero's Downfall, Banshee. Our deck doesn't really have a lot of 1 and 2 mana plays, so this is about what you can expect. All right. Let's play with the island. Don't land where elf me. Good. Let's pass. Wary Thespian? Yeah. I don't think I'll be able to Tragic Banshee it. I could have played the Plunderer, but I think I want to keep a Refute because I think it's pretty important for me to loot. Now, this is a disaster if they pass, though. So, like, it's really bad if they have Ambush Wolf. It's really bad if they have Ambush Wolf. Yeah, I think maybe I should have just played the Plunderer. The problem is I need land drop number 4. Like, I really want to find a swamp. So, right. I don't know what they're afraid of. Burnished Heart. Yeah, that's not a good card to play. But at this point, I'm countering anything here. Just to find a land. Alright. Probably should just pitch one of my 5s. And I think the Banshee's going to be better in most instances. Probably just playing the Plunderer here. I might take 3 just because I have a shot to just play a land and play Banshee to kill the Thespian. So for that reason, like, I still want to have the Plunderer in play because if they play, let's say, untap land 4-drop, I want to be the Plunderer to be able to trade. But I want to give myself the out here of being able to just run out Tragic Banshee to basically kill that Thespian for free. Just one turn. Like, if I miss, then I'll probably just block, but... Or will I? Looks like they have a removal spell. I think my plan is to just pass and just keep up Bake into a Pie. Bite down? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, you know what? I gotta take the 2-for-1 there. You know what I mean? And Hero's Downfall obviously costs 3 mana, so I'll just use the 4 mana spell. They didn't want the Pilfer against a blue-black control deck? Okay, well, I guess it wasn't as clean as I'd like, but still. Oh, Stab was a great draw. Stab was fantastic. Let's kill the Flyer. And play the Mischievous Mystic. Just give me a land for the Banshee. Their hand must be awesome, by the way, if they just didn't even care about Pilfer. I feel like you just keep the Pilfer, though. I don't know. I don't care how good your hand is. Just, you're playing against a blue-black deck. I've been missing land drops. All right. Let's fire this off. They kept it on top. I think that's better than running out the Icewind Elemental. I'm not sure. Yeah, it feels that way at least. Could have been a Meteor Golem too. Could have been anything. Anyways, we get a nice attack in for 4, and we have a really nice board with some removal. So if they just keep, like, random creatures, it's not too bad for us. But they do have access to 7 mana. Could be a blasphemous edict. I always feel like when I say it could be a wrath, they usually have the wrath. Could be a rune-scarred demon. It's a... That's really good. Yep, that's a meteor golem. They're at 4 TM at 12. Yeah, I'm just gonna attack. You want to trade? Tolarian Terror is still not bad here, right? Like, I don't care as much about the 3-3, and I just play whatever else they play. I will say our opponent, not a fast player. Methodical. You know, in coverage, we have a word for this. Methodical. Methodical player. Oh, there's the Runescar Demon, sure. Well, hopefully... I mean, they probably are going to find an answer for the Terror. We're just going to use the removal spell on the Demon. Let's kill that. And then attack for 7. And then I'll keep this land in my hand in case they burglar at me or something. This has to be a removal spell for the Terror, though. I mean, I guess it could be like a Tragic Banshee. It could be a Macabre Waltz. But that's not that great here. I mean, it's going to be strong. Runescar Demon is a nice value card. But they're at 3, so it's really close. Right? I have 2 decent threats. They need to find answers to both. And I have a removal spell in my hand as well. And I have some pretty good top decks. The get a spell back, get back refute can be really nice. Okay, Zombify. Okay. Wow. That was a turn. That was a turn. Okay, I have a Terror. You have the Soul Caller, which you can use to get back a creature. We'll see what they do. Bake into a... Oh, okay. Their deck gets a lot of value, I will say. That's tough. All right, well, now they're firmly ahead. Even though you look at these life totals, I feel like they're firmly ahead here. I need to draw the... That's not it, but I guess it's something. It's unblockable. They're at 3. And I get to surveil, so that's good. I don't want any of this stuff. 3 land. We got to put 3 lands into the graveyard, okay? That's pretty good. So this is a 3-turn clock, but they have Soul Caller, which they can use to get back Elvish Regrower. And then, I mean, they just... all the value, right? All the value. Their deck's really good at utilizing the graveyard. 5, 6, yeah. So they can go, like I said, Soul Caller into Regrower, into Get Back Meteor Golem, or Runescar Demon. It's up to them. And I really need to draw something big here. Yeah. What a chain, by the way. I mean, this type of card advantage is so hard to beat. It's so hard to beat. Like, I need to draw a counterspell now. Okay. Do I even have another counterspell? I actually don't think I do. Okay, well, at least this is just another flyer, right? So that's good. We'll discard this. Attack. So now they'll kill the Scavenger and hit me for 7. I mean, they have to play the Golem, right? Good game. Good controlling back and forth game. Goodbye, Dreadwing Scavenger. That is shocking. Do they have another removal spell? That's gross if you do. Is it a bite down? What can they have here? Isn't it better the other way? You killed this and you bushwhacked my 2/2? What the hell? Okay. I don't Okay. I don't understand that line. Alright, well that was a whiff. Missing on that was really, really bad. Oh well. Well, we gave it a good shot, but they just got a little too much value here off of their cards. Yeah, their deck is insane. I don't even know what I can draw here. I don't want that. Oh, Tolarian Terror. That doesn't do it. Tolarian Terror would have been pretty cool, actually. Yeah, we're dead. I mean, we hit with 3 in the air, another flyer. Okay. All right. I mean, that was a good game. It's just the Elvish regrow. Like, we came close to killing them, but the Elvish regrower into the vampire, like, that's just too much. Too much value. All right. 1-1 with our... I'm not going to say that it's a good deck. I'm just saying it's a sweet deck. All right, playing against a blue deck, that helps. Oh, I didn't actually realize how slow my hand was. This is actually not good. Okay, they didn't play anything. That's good for me. Oh, I have a play. Brineborn Cutthroat. Okay. I'm going to do something and it's going to catch them by surprise. I have no card draw in my deck. Alright, turn 3 Scavenger is obviously very strong. And we have nothing. That's actually horrible. I mean, I guess we did draw the Mystic, so we can't be too upset, but Dreadwing Scavenger obviously is just, like, a lot to handle. Okay, oh, that's a perfect target for the Tragic Banshee. Put that on top so they don't get a loot out of this. Put the land in the graveyard. 2 in the air. What do you have? They would have countered something, I believe, so... Yeah, let's pitch an island. And let's play the Tragic Banshee. Fake your own death? Sure. Alright, Dreadwing Scavenger. Probably want to just kill that with Eaten Alive. I can't even cast the Tolarian Terror right now anyways. Wow, they drew a removal spell? Oh, sure. Okay. Oh, wow, Stab? That was amazing. Stab lets me play Tolarian Terror here. Wow, okay. I mean, that was about as good of a draw as I could hope for. And Imprisoned in the Moon giving me the mana. I'm telling you, don't play this card. No bueno. Alright, a pair of Tolarian Terrors. Billowing Shriekmass. Alright, that's a 4/4 flyer. And they hit a Think twice. Alright, that's pretty good value. I think I'm just going to sack the Vessel and have a 4/3 in play. I think that's what I want to do. And beat down for 10. They're going to jump here. Or go to 5, I don't know. Okay, that's just okay. You go have your fun with that Burglar Rat. Still hitting me. What? Okay. I mean, this needs to be like a pretty special draw, I think. This is just a lethal with both of these. It survives Fake Your Own Death, and I get the Surveil. So I felt like it's better than most of the other removal options I have. There we go. Should have blocked. Actually, it wouldn't have mattered. All right. 2 and 1. 2 and 1. We got to play against these slow decks because we kept a really dicey one. We kept a really sketchy one and got very lucky top decking that stab. Very lucky. All right. On the play here. Ooh, nice hand. Turn 2 Mischievous Mystic into turn 3 Refute. And then Inspiration from Beyond for the late game. Oh. And a turn 3 Infernal Vessel. So can hold off on the Refute here, actually. Oh, if they pass, I can refute them. That would... If they cast, like, Luminous Rebuke, that would be amazing. Okay, maybe they don't have it. Actually, I'm gonna pass. I feel like they have something. And then I'm gonna make a token. Oh, gosh! Oh, gosh! The read! The read! Okay, what am I pitching here? Probably the Terror. That feels good. That's satisfying. You know what I mean? That is satisfying. Conventional wisdom would say you should play out the Vessel. Not I. Not I. I want a 4-3, so... And this taps him out. I just hit them for a lot here. If I draw a land, it's so good, because then I can just play the Icewind Elemental here. If I draw an untapped land, I should have been more specific. I should have been. Alright, let's go thin out our deck first. Let's hit the Swamp. Play this. See what I want to get back. It's going to be Hero's Downfall. They're at 8. We have a good board. Curious what I should play next turn. It depends on whether or not they kill my Mystic. Okay, they're sacking their wilds right away. Attacking me. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna play the Icewind Elemental. And then I'll attack. I mean, they can have any number of things here, but it's fine. Yep. Okay, so that blocks the Vessel. So I'm actually gonna play a land here, only because if I draw another land, I can go Archmage into Downfall, because it's a 7-mana play. And I feel like they are not really in a position to cast Burglar Rat or Seeker's Folly. So... for that reason, I'm playing the land here. Oftentimes against black decks, you want to keep stuff back for Burglar Rat, but... what is happening? Oh, are they casting Blasphemous Edict? Feels that way. Huh. Okay. Well, Pilfer was a really good draw. What you got? Stroke of Midnight, okay. So I draw a card, make a token, and I still take something. I will accept that. Oh, they just have nothing? Okay. I will also accept nothing. Alright! That refute. That refute on the Luminous Rebuke. I felt it was going to be a Cathar Commando, actually, but I didn't care what it was, right? I just wanted to counter anything if they flash something in end of turn, because they just had priority. They just always kept getting priority, so I thought they had a play. So for that reason, I just passed instead of playing my 3-drop. So trying to get better with the timing tells and use it to our advantage in that game. All right, 3-1. We are going for... hey, we got a stab. We'll keep it. We got a stab. I'm going to give myself 1 turn to draw a specific land because I have Refute as well. So I'll just like try to figure out what I draw. All right, now I'll play the Evolving Wilds, I guess. I'm going to get a Swamp. Like I have the Refute, but I have a Bake into a Pie in my hand. We're going to stab that. I have Inspiration next turn that I can cast, so... Alright, there's our blue. Let's play Inspiration and just get back our stab. Oh, wow. Never mind. Pilfer... It's like Pilfer or Bake into a Pie. I feel like Bake into a Pie is just better. So we'll do that. And look at this! Tolarian Terror costs 3 mana. It's ridiculous. Alright. It's pretty good, right? I suppose I could have gotten Hero's Downfall, but... Beastkin Ranger, okay. Oh my gosh. That is another Tolarian Terror. Let's attack. Let's play another Tolarian Terror. I guess now I kind of wish I had a Pilfer just to see what they're working with. But it feels better to just generally have just the removal spell. But given that I had 2 in my hand, maybe the Pilfer was better. Unclear. Oh, okay. Oh! Interesting. Wow. They actually hit really hard. Do I want to block one? I'm kind of scared. Yeah, I kind of do. Let's not just get run over here. Probably want to kill this. Just not sure how. This uses the most mana, so I'll just do this, I guess. Just because I don't have anything to sack. And having this at instant speed makes blocks really, really tough for them. What can they do here? All the bounce effects cost 4 mana. They could have Witness Protection, I guess. Gnarlid Colony, sure. Probably gonna attack me. Land would be nice just so I can bake into a pie and... I can bake into a pie and gain life or whatever, but... Yeah, I'm gonna just... They're a blue deck. I'm just gonna kill the 4/4 here now. Get the food. Then see what they can do. Can the Tolarian Terror go all the way? No, it cannot. I'm certainly keeping it on top. I think it costs 1 mana. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 6 spells in my yard. See, Tolarian Terror in the right deck can still be playable. You know what I mean? Eat. Oh, don't coma me. I hate you. I absolutely despise you. Well, that's a coma. What am I supposed to do? You know what I mean? Like, what can I do? That's so frustrating. Ugh, gosh. Coma? It's just been one of those drafts. All right. I mean, we actually drew well in some instances, but I can't do anything. You know what I mean? I just can't do anything. They just played a bunch of random dorks, but then Coma just destroys me. Like, what am I even supposed to do? I guess that's where well, I used all my removal. I guess that's where saving Eaten Alive would have been good, but like, I can't play around Coma. I just can't give them 4 3/3s for a turn. They can kill everything, and then maybe I can... I don't know. Oh, you know what? Maybe I should have... Oh, it doesn't matter. Spinner of Souls. Okay, so just blue-green bombs. Alright. I mean, I can't... Yep. I'm at 8. Yeah, we're dead. I have to gain the life. Alright. Hey, you know, sometimes you get comed. It's not too much. I had to bake into a pie. That one feels bad. That one feels bad. I don't know. Maybe I could have done so. I don't know. Like, I could have not blocked the elf and had 2 Tolarian serpents in play or something, but I would have just taken so much damage. And what am I doing? I'm trying to think about like how I could have played differently when my opponent played a really difficult to cast 7-mana rare that wins you the game when it connects. I should not be. Like, if this is best of 3, obviously, but if I don't know about it, I shouldn't play around it. And this would be pretty disappointing going 3-3. I thought this deck was cool. Not saying it was good, but I thought it was cool. But when you start feeling down, your hands also start feeling down, right? Okay, let's bottom the Tragic Banshee. We got Inspiration from Beyond. Hopefully we can find some cheap spell to play. This feels like they could play like an Elementalist Adept here or something. Just feels that way. No? Okay. Erudite Wizard. Okay. Bluff the damage through, and then we can play Gutless Plunderer, which can block the wizard, and then also just find us whatever we want into our graveyards. What do I want to leave on top? Probably Refute. All right, let's attack with the Plunderer. And then we'll just pass. Probably playing like an Uncharted Voyage or something, I don't know. Yeah. Let's put that on the bottom. Certainly don't want it. I want a flyer. I don't have very many sacrifice things anyways. Thinking. I'm going to counter it. I think I just don't have the time for this. It's just very expensive. Here, because I don't have card draw, I'm just going to play the Ink Mage because it's just very likely that I'm going to get Threshold here. And I can find a Tolarian Serpent, which would also be good. So definitely don't think I want... I actually don't think I want... Well... The Infernal Vessel is interesting. It's like a 3-mana 4/3 almost. No, you know what? I'm just going to bin everything. Yeah, let's just bin everything. I want Tolarian Terrors, and this thing is also unblockable. So I don't mind that either. Dragon Trainer, sure. Here, I'm certainly just turning this into a pie. And attacking. Thrill of Possibility, okay. Triggers the Erudite Wizard. Gain of the life, alright. Nice little racing situation here. Drawing a land here allows me to cast Bacon to apply plus Mystic. Ooh, that was the Tolarian Terror. I'm gonna play the Mystic first and see if they counter it. Okay. Looks like they have a Burst Lightning or something. Fire Annihilation, sure. Wait, they killed that and not my Terror? Huh. They must have another way to kill the Terror too? Yeah. Another Fiery Annihilation? Yeah. Yeah, it's... okay, that's good. Really good. Wow! What the hell? Do you not run out of gas? It's insane. I'm not attacking to induce them to spend their whole turn to try to pump the Kellen. That's the plan. Alright. So that made them spend their entire turn. Let's gain some life. Not blocking. You had another play, you jerk? Do I have a 3-mana removal spell? I don't think so, but let's play this. I could hit a Hero's Downfall, I guess. Otherwise, I'll just take... Man, I don't know. Oof. Is it bake into a pie or refute? Stab doesn't do much. I just don't have the mana to cast bake into a pie. Alright, I'll take refute. The thing is, if they just draw any spell here, it's so bad for me. Oh. Yep. This puts them on a 2-turn clock. Wow. No way. Damn. I guess they can't block. Those creatures can't block anyways. Wow. Good beats. Good beats. Oh, this is brutal. They drew the Burst Lightning. And I don't feel good about it. This costs 7 mana to flashback. Ugh. This is horrible. And the thing is... I just need to find something. Okay. That helps. Let's pilfer them. Essence Scatter, okay. And I'm gonna let them draw, I guess. And hope that they miss on the draw. That's the plan. Whew. Close game. Close game. I mean, if I lose this, I lose this. It was a good close game regardless. I could have gotten baked into a pie, you know? Maybe they don't have anything? Oh, that's wonderful. Okay, I have Hero's Downfall and Refute now. I'm not going to cast this yet. I need to keep up this. Oh my gosh. Just give me a creature! Okay. It's in play. Oh my gosh, what a close game. I'll play this land. Pass. Oh my gosh. If it's a creature, if it's a random creature, I'm gonna let it resolve. Let's try to kill it. Oh, they conceded? They're at 2! Oh my gosh. I would not have conceded there. You know what I mean? But I guess they must have had nothing in their hand. What? That was a close game. Good game. Wow. All right. 4-2. Hey, now with 4 wins, you always feel comfortable. It's almost like you're free rolling with 4 wins. Not losing many gems. All right. That one was a really good match. That one was a really good match. All right, we are on the play, and I actually have cheap things I can cast, kind of. I will keep. Don't Healer's Hawk me. Damn. My only weakness. Actually, my deck has many weaknesses. One of my many weaknesses, I guess. Oh, all of the Healer's Hawks I see. I'm going to discard the Self-Reflection. Maybe I can get 2 Scavengers in play. That would be pretty sick. They probably have Banishing Light or something. Nothing? I'm going for it. Yes! Yes! Going for it and having it pay off. So satisfying. What do I pitch? I don't really want more islands. I want to leave their mana stranded this turn. so I'm gonna pass. Oh. Well, that's what the Infernal Vessel should do a good job there. I just didn't want them to Luminous Rebuke me. Wow. Fair enough. Fair enough, friend. Take it all. Okay, Stab was fantastic. Alright, you know what? Screw this. I need to find a black source. Oh, come on. That is so unfortunate. I guess I could have played the Ink Mage first. I don't know. All my cards are really good here. I want to be able to go maybe like Ink Mage plus Stab this turn. So I actually think at that point I'm just discarding this. Don't want this. Don't want the blue source. I'll take bacon to a pie. And I'm just going to stab the flyer now. Play the land. Okay. Ink Mage will block the Adept. Adept, 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 Adept. Alright. I think we've stabilized. The Scavengers are now 3/3s. They have Healer's Hawks. I can just keep one of my flyers back. It's an Angel of Fire. Oh! Wow! You jerk! Alright, let's go with the Icewind Elemental. Probably just pitching whatever we draw. And then just passing. The Elemental does work pretty well on this board. So, let's hope that that works out for us. Great. Great, great, great. Now what? Play it slow. Play it slow. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Okay, not that one. No thanks. Alright, we'll do this. Do I attack with this? I think so. If this gets blocked by the healer, then this one at least goes into the graveyard and gives me Threshold, or gets me closer to Threshold, which is good. Yep. Because I just feel like our late game's generally going to be stronger than theirs. Yeah, alright. I believe we have stabilized their initial onslaught. Good feeling. I just know that this is almost never going to hit, but I'm going to do it. Okay. Only because I drew the reassembling skeleton. That is the only reason why. Because I just always will have... You know, maybe that was still bad, honestly. Yeah, maybe that was still bad. Do I have a removal spell in here? Oh, I have a bacon to a pie? Sure. I'm not really interested in looting right now, so I'll just attack with the 3/4. Just keep this one back. I have 12 cards left in my deck, so... Okay. Well, my hand is absurd. Using all that mana there seems pretty good. Alright, here we go. Let's discard that. Just get some damage going here. Do not care. Well, I guess I mean, whatever. I have a Hero's Downfall and Refute. This is all fine. I mean, there's just no way, right? I just don't want to lose to Damnation or whatever. Or like the Big Angel, I guess. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Like, this is just, this game is super over. I will say, they are fighting the good fight. They go to 1. We have 5 cards left in our deck. Wow. All right, Refute is up. All right. Whew. Good start from the opponent. Lots of healers, Hawks, but we were able to turn it around. Being able to copy our Dreadwing Scavenger was awesome. Super, super awesome there. All right, 5 and 2. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. All right, Dimir, Dirtle, Control. That is our deck. Opponent on the play. How does this deck win? Just drawing a bunch of lands? All right, sure. I mean, I can see winning with this hand. We need to draw Island. We're on the draw. We have an Infestation Sage. If we draw a couple of Swamps, the Bake into a Pie will also buy us some time. So that's good. Probably have Think Twice here. I would prefer Think Twice to a creature. Okay, but we drew 2 lands in a row, so this could be how we lose. Yeah. Turn 3 Scavenger. All right, give me an island. Okay. Okay, you know what? I appreciate you, deck. I really do. For at least giving me a shot. Okay? I appreciate that you gave me a shot. They discarded Tragic Banshee, so I'm probably dead anyways, but... I mean, I'm gonna hope that I can actually block and trade with this thing. Fake Your Own Death is obviously very good here. What if I had Stab? Just saying. It's fine. This actually, I mean, it still just gives me the opportunity to kill the Scavenger here. So another land obviously is what I need. If I don't, I'm probably just running out the inspiration anyways. Oh my gosh, Tiny Bones as well. They have an awesome deck. And we drew a land, but it was not the land that we needed. All right, let's run this out and just hope to hit a spell, I guess. Oh, and we whiffed. I hate everything. I truly do. I hate absolutely everything. We have like 12 spells in our deck. This is brutal. They just played all premium cards, minus the Soul Caller. But I could see it being a decent top-end card if you have a good curve. Now I need to have a way to kill the Tiny Bones and the Dreadwing Scavenger. Wow, they're discarding Big Fin Bouncers. Like, I just don't have a chance here. A second Fake Your Own Death is pretty unlikely. I don't actually know if it's unlikely or not. I just said that just so they don't play it. How good can their hand be? I'm just saying. Like, look at what they've been discarding. Oh, God. Why did they play a land? That doesn't make sense. Oh, because they have another land? Sure. They have a refute for sure. Yeah. All right, you know what? I can't even feel bad about losing this way. They had a great blue-black deck with Banshee, Tiny Bones. They have 2 Dreadwing Scavengers. They played one on turn 3. I didn't have a way to kill it. And this is just how you lose. And this is why this card is just absolutely ridiculous. It runs away with the game, and you just make sure that you have kind of the perfect draw every single time. You know what I mean? Let's find an Eaten Alive, I guess. Oh, just another Refute? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. All right. Good beats. Good beats. But you know what? We had some good games. We had some good games, and we got to try something different, right? We got to draft kind of a cool blue-black control deck with double Inspiration from Beyond. I think my deck needed more good cheap removal, but it did work well with the Tolarian Terror in some games. But there are certain matchups where certainly it's a little too slow, and it might have been better just to draft, you know, just like something that our opponent kind of has here. They discarded Stab. That's not good. Refute number 3? No way. You hit me with a good game too? Unreal. What if I have a counterspell? See? This is a rude good game. Because it wasn't. They just completely blew me out. Right? I'm trying to get better about the whole good game thing. But that was not a good game from my opponent. That was just like, that was a BM good game. Yep. Good job. Good job, Toaster. Buy yourself a cookie. All right. No, I'm not salty. You're salty. All right. Kidding aside, they had a fantastic deck. Absolutely fantastic deck. The Dream Blue-Black deck. Given what I saw from their deck, I would be shocked if they don't get a trophy. Right? That deck looked exactly like what you want out of a Blue-Black deck. Our deck? Not quite. We had the interaction. We had the Stab, the Downfall, Double Bake, Voyage, etc. We had a Scavenger. But it wasn't quite as smooth or streamlined as what we saw from the opponent's deck, right? They had multiple Scavengers, a bunch of Refutes. We were playing some fun cards, right? We started cooking here. Double Self-Reflection, double Inspiration, double Tolarian Terror, Archmage of Runes. You know, we try to have a little bit of fun. We needed a few more ways to interact early. This deck could have used another Stab, for example, right? Another Stab would have been great. Or possibly even another Pilfers, anything along those lines, just to have more cheap ways to interact with what my opponents were trying to do. But our late game was certainly very powerful. And in the late game, it was going to be pretty tough for a lot of decks to be able to outgrind what I was capable of doing, because I have the Inspiration from Beyonds to buy back removal spells. If it gets super late, if I ever flash this back, you don't want to do it too often, but if you do, then I'm getting another spell back. And then Tolarian Terrors end up costing a lot less. So I try to make sure that my spell count was pretty high so that the Tolarian Terrors work well with the Inspiration from Beyonds, and try to draft something fun. And honestly, because I'm not going for rank 1, I'm trying to win, but I'm also trying to have fun in the process. And, you know, being able to pull off a 5 and 3 with a build of Dimir, which is not typically the type of build that you expect in Blue-Black, hey, I'm here for it. We had some good games, we had some close games, and we lost to some really, really strong decks, and that's okay. We lost to that Golgari deck that had a ton of great 2-for-1s. Really hard to beat that unless I have more counter magic. And then we lost to that basically amazing Dimir control deck as well. It's possible I could have played some number of these other cards. I don't think they would have moved the needle too much in terms of my win rate. Maybe I should have played Witness Protection as more cheap interaction. You know, that would have been interesting against the opponent's Dreadwing Scavenger, but still pretty happy with this deck. Dimir Control, I love drafting it. This wasn't the most streamlined version of Dimir Control, but you know what? I had a ton of fun, and I hope you did as well, as you followed me along on this draft. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I truly do appreciate it. Make sure you smash the like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Additionally, check out tcgplayer.com for any TCG singles or sealed product needs that you might have. You want to pick up some booster boxes of Magic the Gathering or any other game or singles, check them out. click that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for all your Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories needs. You want to swag things out with deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, and more. Heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. This was a lot of fun. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow.